Hey everyone, I hope you are having a wonderful day so far. I am just dropping this special little clip into all the episodes. So, no matter what episode you're listening to, this is actually pretty current as of July 2024. I wanted to come on here and just say a big thank you to Earworthy because the Life Shift podcast was just named the best overall podcast of the year in the first Earworthy Independent Podcast Awards. And you've probably seen some articles written about the Life Shift podcast before, written by Earworthy. And now he is launching from his online publication, he is launching these yearly winners of independent podcast awards. And these are specifically for indie podcasters. We are those that wear all the hats. We create the show. Some people write the show. We're producers, sound engineers. We troubleshoot all the tech. We do any kind of research if we need to. We host the shows. We distribute the shows. We do all the things that relate to our shows because we love it. And it's so nice to see my name in a list with some other amazing podcasts like Multispective, which won Best Life Lessons Podcast. Salad with a Side of Fries won Best Health Podcast. Bippity Boppity Business won Best Business Advice Podcast. And there are so many more. And so I just want to come on here and say thank you to Earworthy for not only doing these awards every year and just honoring some of us indie podcasters that sometimes feel like we're just shouting into the void, but we're not. We're just doing what brings us joy, and hopefully through that work it brings other people joy. In my case, for the Life Shift, I hope that each episode finds the ears that needed to hear it the most so that they feel a little less alone in their circumstance. But also, Earworthy writes all these amazing publications pretty much weekly, every week, every weekday, I should say, where he writes on Blogger, Medium, Substack, Tumblr, Vocal, Many Stories, and for other places. And he really just highlights the independent podcasters. So thank you, Frank, for everything you do with Earworthy and for recognizing all of us in the first Earworthy Independent Podcast Awards. If you'd like to read more, please head to medium.com/EAR hyphen WORTHY. Thanks again and enjoy this episode. Hello, my friends. This is another preview to a bonus episode that we do over on the Patreon feed. And so, with these bonus episodes, I like to go back to former guests and just catch up with them based on what we talked about on their show and see if things have changed a little bit. Maybe they had some feedback from people that they didn't expect, or maybe they just learned something new about themselves by sharing the story. And so, in this clip, I wanted to share just a little piece of the latest conversation that I had. If you're interested in checking out the full bonus episodes, you can head over to the Patreon page, which is www.thelifeshiftpodcast.com/join. And there is a special tier that gets you ad-free episodes, early release episodes, and the bonus episodes. Come on over, check out the Patreon community, and see how you can support the show if you're interested. But without further ado, here's a preview of the latest bonus episode.
I think that that's the big thing. Like, it doesn't, we're all on different journeys, right? And they're all those journeys are taking different paths, and all of those journeys, but at the end of the day, like, we're all just trying to get to continue on that journey, right? Like, wake up every day, and like the core of everything is the same. And I think that the interesting thing that you bring to light is, there's a lot of different patterns of life shift, right? Like, there are, like myself, that was kind of like the divorce was what started it, but then at life shift was really like who I started to become afterwards, and starting my business and doing this and all of those things. And you've had a couple other people that have like similar things, but then there's people who have had real like emotional trauma or deaths or births or like so many different things, and all of those have just taken people on a different path, and it's how you react to that is really your journey. It's not the instance that happens, it's that reaction. And I think that that's important to take away.
Oh, for sure. And I've had some guests on the show, and I won't say who, but there are some that you can tell that have not reflected on the moment or how it's affected them. And you can tell how some people that have are quite different. They're farther down the road. They really understand the value of it. Like you even pointed out, like I'm thankful that all that crap happened because it led me to who I am today. I'm the same, I'm not thankful that my mom died, but I'm thankful that I've learned from that experience to bring myself to this point. Because for so long I hadn't learned from it, and I lived my life in this space of not being able to reflect on it, not being able to learn from it, not being able to move forward. And now that I have, it's like, oh, this is much more valuable experience.
Well, and yeah, and that's I think, like, I don't think I was in that place for a long time, right? Not thankful for it, not whatever it is. Like, you don't have to be thankful per se, like, but I kept stumbling down the bricks of that journey. And I literally just told a friend this the other day, like, if you're not going to heal from that instance, or if you're not going to heal from your trauma, you're going to just continue to stumble, or you're going to escape from it. But when you're done escaping, it's just waiting in the it's just waiting in the wings for you, right? And you're going to deal with it, and it's going to be worse. So it's just a matter of, like, getting to that point. And when I finally accepted, everything that had happened, and just looked back and was like, not only did I accept everything that happened in that immediate, I looked back and I was like, man, you know, whoever you want to believe in was sending me signs for years. And there was a lot of reasons that I shouldn't have been with that person to begin with. And over the years I had seen so many different signs, and when I look back, I was like, man, it took an absolute rapture to pull me away from this person. And I was like, man, so I had to heal back from, like, all of those things. And COVID was the best thing that ever happened to me. Like, I feel bad because I know it wasn't the best thing for a lot of people. But if it hadn't been for those 3 months quarantining alone by myself, and really, like, well, the only friend you have is yourself.
And TikTok.
And TikTok, exactly. Just those things. Like, if I hadn't done that, like, I don't know where I would be necessarily today. So I am super thankful for those moments.